Good morning. It's now 6:15 a.m. and I'm making this video um, to talk about my experience as I have every night. Every single night I have the same experience of falling asleep. A lot of time I'll be put to sleep. But anyway, to wake up with something coming from under this floor of this house. Some type of energy. And they have heat to it. That entered into me through my private area. But the thing is, I cut the heat off. So there's no heating system on in this house. I cut the air conditioner on because it was really hot in here. The air conditioner was set, but the heat was set at 70, I think like 74, and it was 80 something degrees in here. Because there's another heat from somewhere else coming in here. So I cut the air conditioner on. But the heat is still coming in my body. I'm still waking up with something beating in my body, feeling the heat from my rectum and my vagina. With my mouth feeling numb because whatever this is going all the way up to my brain. I could feel vibration throughout my whole entire body, my legs, everywhere. But the thing is, there's no heat on in this house. None whatsoever. But the heat is going in my body. I'm feeling heat coming up through the floor where there's no vents. And like I've been saying, I do believe the guy that was next door that was staying in that little house, they moved. I believe he was digging up under the house because that's a burnt house on the inside. It's brick on the outside, but it's burnt on the inside. I think he dug a trench or something over here. They have to have this whole system. Either have something connected to the underground electrical system, because under the ground the first level is electrical system, where the cable and Wi-Fi and stuff like that is it's underground. It's not that far down, and that's what they did to the house we left from when they knocked the fence down, ran over with a car, rebuilt it totally different than what it was, but it made it a weapon against us. Connected it. I got videos of it, what they did. Connected it to the underground on our side of the yard. And then used it against us. The whole entire yard was electrical. And they were coming up through the floor of the house. They doing this one the same way. Before we got here, it was like this. But the guy was still working on it, evidently, after we got here, because he was still over there for some weeks. And he was going up under the house because there's this crawl space, and he would help take the door off. He would take the door off, and he would be under the house. He had shovels and things like that outside the little house. So one day I was in prayer, and I saw a hole under the ground and a shovel beside the hole. And when I first saw it, I was trying to figure out why would God show me this? Is it my grave? And then I went outside and I looked over at that house and I saw the underground space door was off, set to the side, and I saw a shovel leaning up against the door of the little house. And it just came to me. This is how they got that system to that house. They're connected over here. Because I have cut the whole system off to steal. It was this was cool, a cool air. And it was like clinging to me. It felt like it was clinging to me. But this time I cut the air conditioner on to receive heat. I moved 4 times tonight. 4 whole times. No, really, I moved 5 times. I have moved 5 times tonight because of that. It feel like something is beating me in my back, beating me in my body. I'm waking up every night in pain. My stomach is swelling. I'm gaining more and more weight from this stuff coming up under this floor going into my body, swelling me up. My stomach is just swollen. I'm not that big of a eater for me to be gaining all this weight because it's not coming from food. It's coming from this energy swelling me up. Instead of swelling up my stomach. So this is what I'm going through every night. I'm making the videos. Hopefully somebody will see it that can help us. We have all type of people that do look at YouTube and look at YouTube videos, and maybe someone will come across some of our videos and help us. Even though I did see a video of this prophetess, at least she said she's a prophetess. I don't know. I don't know her. This is my first time seeing her, but she said that the Lord told her that gang stalking was going to come to an end. That he had people working on it. So she said that we're going to get some help. So I'm hoping she's a true prophetess. And I'm really praying that God is talking to her. Because if not, if we don't get some help, my sister's going to be dead and I'm going to be dead. Because I don't know what this stuff is doing inside my body. I don't know what it's doing to my organs. All I know is that I'm swelling. My feet swells. My leg swells. My stomach swells. My private area got a weird feeling to it. I hurts in my chest. My head feel weird. My spine vibrates. I won't be able to walk. Because they're going to have me messed up. My sister, it's just sad to see somebody go from where she was to where she's at now. And it's not just no regular sickness. It's not no regular Alzheimer's. This was done to her. And I keep trying to tell people this is being done to her. And the doctors, they know. They know this being done to her because these people contact the doctors. They don't just contact the doctors. They'll go to the doctor while you there. And be there while you there. I don't take my sister to the doctors now. But at first I was doing, for the first so many years, I was taking her to the doctors. The gang stalkers will be there while we there. Actually, they get there before we get there. They're already there when we get there. They always be in either white trucks, white cars. Always white. No, not always, because the time I went there, the guy was in like a blue station wagon. He got there the exact same time we got there. And then was in there laughing like a demon. When they called me up to the desk, they called him up right behind me. See, these people they know what's going on. These nurses, these doctors and nurses. He's standing behind me laughing like a demon. He sounded just like a demon, just like that demon that I kept hearing after my son was murdered. That toy would wake me up every single night laughing. And it was at the bottom of the very bottom of the box. The very bottom. I put all those toys trying to find out what that was laughing. And it was a fish that you had to squeeze like a gun. But it was laughing without anybody squeezing it. Once I found it, I didn't see it no more. I don't know what happened to it. But it laughed every single night after my son died. Wake me up out my sleep. And when I finally did ask my daughter, do she hear it? And my granddaughter said she did. And I said, I pulled out laughing ammo, but that wasn't the same laugh. She said, it's a fish. So I found the fish, like I said, at the very bottom of the box. But I couldn't figure out how could it be laughing when nobody is pulling this trigger. You had to pull it like when you do a gun. But once I found it, I never did see the fish no more. So I don't know if my daughter threw it away or what happened to it. So after that, when I go by people, the gang stalkers, they will be laughing. I go to the doctor, they laughing. Anywhere I go, people laughing. I go in the store, walk up to the cash register, they laughing. You know, and I guess that's supposed to have been a trigger, but it didn't trigger me. It didn't trigger me. I just ignored them. But it's hard to ignore pain. People talking about, just ignore it. How you going to ignore pain? You know, you got some dumb, ignorant people. Anybody will tell you to ignore pain, something just pounding you. Because that's how this feel, like something pounding me in my body. You tell me how I'm going to ignore that. And you want to talk about ignore it. Y'all is some silly, ignorant people. And I'm telling you, I'm telling you. You're supposed to just ignore somebody killing you. Because that's what this stuff is doing, damaging the inside of my body. People sending radiation into you. Because that's what this is, radiation. I don't know if I dreamed this or did I hear it, that the president or somebody was saying they're going to start picking up people that's coming in contact with radiation. And I remember saying, well, they the one doing it. So I don't know if that was a dream or if that's real. How they going to know who's being in contact with radiation? I guess everybody's being gang stalked. So that's what they sending into our homes. Radiation is going into our bodies. And swollen stomach is one of the symptoms of radiation. And my stomach is really swollen because this stuff is going into my vagina, into my rectum. And how they can just get something to just go through there. I don't understand how this can happen. And I don't know if this is remote neuromonitoring because I don't really fully understand remote neuromonitoring. I just know what Calvin Christian talks about remote neuromonitoring because they doing him the same way. He's a man and this stuff going in his rectum. This stuff, whatever this is through this whole entire house. It's hard for me to walk on this floor at times because it heats my feet. I mean, not just heat, it burns it. And it's like it cleans the heat just cleans to your feet and just burn your feet. And they know when you standing still, like if I'm doing my sister hair or giving her a bath or cooking a big meal or something. Especially on the holidays, that's when they really burn my feet. If I'm cooking a big meal for like Thanksgiving or Christmas or some holiday, that's when they really burn my feet because I'm standing still cooking. My sister's feet is so dry. She had dry skin just puffed up all over her feet because her feet be on the floor all the time. See when she's sitting down. I have tried to keep her feet propped up, but she won't do it. Everything I try to do for her, she do the opposite. So I had to try to see if I could doctor on her feet to get all that dead skin off her feet, but her feet still on the floor. I can't sit with my feet on the floor. Even when they propped up, they still burn. So I don't know how they doing that. It's like it rises up to wherever your feet is at. Then they'll tighten my head. I get all kind of pain, and I don't know how they're doing it either. It's like they working voodoo. That's what it feel like. Somebody's working voodoo on me. Like they got heat up under my feet, got something sticking in my head. That's how my teeth got messed up because it felt like somebody was stabbing me. I mean, it felt like somebody was stabbing me in my head, and it would go all the way down into my teeth. Then my teeth just started cracking, and they cracked all the way up into my gums. So that way, but it was still attacking my face. It was still attacking those teeth that were in my gums. So I had to go to the dentist to get it cut out and get some false teeth. But then they went to the dentist. It was a woman. This woman. And then the dentist got involved in it. All the black nurses that were there when I started going to them were gone. Every one of them. They kept the bloody gauze. The last time I went there, only Spanish women, Spanish nurses were there. Whatever they were. They weren't black, I tell you that. None of the black women were there. I don't know if they quit or he fired them. Because the first time I went there, the receptionist, I could hear her saying, she knows. She knows. And he said, oh, that's just her paranoia. And she said, no, no, she knows. But I couldn't hear what she was saying that I knew. Because I was in the hallway right in front of the door where they was at. And I kept hearing her saying, she knows. I'm trying to think, was she there the last time I went there? Yeah, she was there when I went there again. Probably about the third visit, she was gone. And then the nurse that was actually doing the work on me to prepare me for the dentist, she was there until the last time I went there. Last time I went there, she was gone. There were no black women working in that office. And I was under attack in the office. Some type of energy was going in this ear right here. The whole time I was there, I had to sit with my finger like this. I had to sit with my finger like this. The whole time I was there. So whatever it is that these doctors are joining, he joined it. And then when every time he fixed my teeth, he would cut me somewhere else where there's no teeth. So I don't know why he was cutting me. But I didn't want to go back to. I really didn't want to go back to him, but I needed the teeth out my mouth because they was hurting. And when I got approved to get my teeth, it was for him. I had to go back to him because the insurance I have approved for me to go to him. So I had to go back to him and get my teeth fixed, or get some new teeth in my mouth. But whoever these people are, they got authority. I could tell she was something. She was in there acting crazy, like puffed up. So I knew who she was. That she was gonna turn this against me. But there was somebody there that last day I went there using one of them direct energy weapons on me. And one of the nurses, she just kept coming in checking on me. She just kept coming in and she'll go back out. But see, y'all was trying to act like nothing was going on. Just like when I went to my sister's lawyer, they did the same thing. The same type of weapon with that wind. So if it feel like a irritating breeze or something, got to be some type of energy. The whole time I was at the meeting, I was with my sister, my other sister. I was under attack the whole time. So somebody was in that bike attacking me. And he the one that got her money, her finances. And he's a gang stalker. Not just him, but the women that works there too. Because they had me to go in there, had me to go there. And they way out there they was way out in the country. I had to pay $20 to get somebody to take me out there. And I get there, one sitting with her back turned to me. That's the one that's talking to me with her back turned to me. The other come out from out the bike and just stood there looking up at the ceiling, using her third eye. You people keep opening up them third eyes, and then you calling yourself a Christian, you're going to find out that God never knew you. I'm telling you, because that's a demon. Y'all opening yourself up to demons. Kundalini are two serpents. Two serpents. Not just one, but two. Going up your spine and meeting each other right there in your forehead. That's why you got the sight that you have. That's why you can see and get understanding because the demons is giving it to you. Just like a psychic, they have a python spirit. Big old python. That's the type of spirit they got. I seen that spirit too. that python. I didn't know what it was at the time I saw it, but I denounced it because I didn't know whether or not you trying to make me a psychic. I don't want to be nobody's psychic. And I pray to God, Lord Father, please don't let my third eye open. I'm not able to see by the power of the Holy Ghost. I don't want to see nothing in the spirit realm. Because when I was in church real strong, I started getting spiritual sight. But it was by God. The stuff I was seeing, I knew this was God. Because it's all dealing with spiritual, holy spiritual stuff. Not just seeing stuff about people. I was seeing things that God wanted me to see. And then I got fed up with messy pastors. And I just left the church. But God told me I left him. When I backslid, God spoke to me and told me I didn't just leave the church. I left him because I went back into sin. I said, Shine, if I ain't gonna go to church, I might well live like I was living. That's the mindset the devil put in me. Because I remember I was laying there, all this bad stuff that happened to me in church, it just started coming back to me. A reminder of all the stuff that people were doing to me. And he played it back to me. And I laid there on that couch. I said, I ain't going back to church. I said, made my mind up because he replayed that crap to me. And now he mad with me. Got all these devils attacking me. All in the sheriff department. Because that's who's doing this, the sheriff department. All the people who we supposed to look to for help, like the FBI, the CIA, Homeland Security. You got FEMA. You got all the DOD. You got all this, the politicians, presidents, all these people that we supposed to